Welcome to this explainer. Today, we are breaking down exactly how the U.S. men's national team pulled off an absolutely monumental 4-1 victory over Paraguay to kick off their home World Cup. I mean, it was just fireworks from the very first whistle in L.A., capped off by a stunning Folarin Balogun brace and a brilliant Gio Reyna goal. But we aren't just here to celebrate the scoreline. We're going to unpack the tactical evolution and the individual brilliance that actually made it happen. Let's get right into it.
Okay, let's take a quick look at our roadmap. We're going to cover their Dream World Cup start, break down Mauricio Pochettino's tactical masterclass, highlight some standout individual performances, look at how they are making literal USMNT history, and finally, wrap up with the road ahead.
Section 1, a Dream World Cup start, setting the scene in Los Angeles. You really have to picture the sheer scale of this to understand it. Over 70,000 ecstatic fans packed into the stadium. It was a sea of red, white, and blue, and you could practically feel the anticipation of the last 4 years hanging in the air. That energy translated directly onto the pitch. The squad rode that massive wave of adrenaline and confidence for the entire first 45 minutes. And if you want to know just how heavy this result is, listen to former World Cup champion and U.S. coach Jurgen Klinsmann. He called this one of the absolutely top 3 performances by a U.S. team in the last 20 to 25 years. He pointed out that the U.S. pressed so relentlessly, Paraguay simply couldn't even breathe in the first half. They completely dominated a team that is notoriously tough to break down. Moving right along to Section 2, Pochettino's tactical masterclass, dismantling the low block. So what really makes this one special is how radically the U.S. evolved their whole identity for this match. Normally, we think of the U.S. as this fast-paced, transition-heavy team, right? Thriving on the counterattack. But Paraguay sat back in a deep block, taking away all that space. Instead of getting frustrated, the U.S. completely shifted gears into this dominant, possession-heavy style. Pundit Herculez Gomez literally compared them to 2-time Champions League winners, PSG. Just a pure tactical revelation. Right, so how do you actually bypass a stubborn low block like that? Well, it's all about overloading the box and using really complex third-man runs. Pochettino pushed Weston McKennie out to the right and Christian Pulisic to the left, which opened up these beautiful, clear lanes for zip-deep midfield runs. By committing 5 to 6 players into the final third at all times, they just overwhelmed Paraguay's defenders. They literally couldn't track the movement. Which brings us to Section 3, standout individual performances. The midfield engine and the talisman. Because look, a tactical blueprint is absolutely useless without the right players to execute it. And this midfield balanced each other perfectly. Tyler Adams was the anchor, doing all the crucial, gritty, dirty work. Because he locked down the backline, it allowed a really special, silky, relentless player like Malik Tillman, along with Weston McKennie, who completely sacrificed his usual spot to play wider to just confidently push forward and pin Paraguay deep in their own half. 83 out of 83. That is the number of passes completed by defender Chris Richards. Think about that for a second. To not misplace a single pass while building from the back, under pressure, in a high-stakes World Cup opener, absolutely phenomenal. It proves exactly why Pochettino waited for him to get healthy to solidify this starting 11. And up front, Christian Pulisic did exactly what a talisman is supposed to do. He took players on one-on-one with incredible bravery, totally broke the tension by forcing an early own goal, and completely changed the complexion of the game. He did get subbed off at halftime with a minor calf issue, but Pochettino confirmed it was strictly precaution. They've got bigger fish to fry as the tournament goes on, so no need to risk it. All right, Section 4. Making USMT history. Folarin Balogun's brace. 1930. Just let that sink in for a moment. 1930 was the last time an American forward scored 2 goals in a single World Cup game before Folarin Balogun did it tonight. We are talking nearly a century since a U.S. striker delivered a performance like this on the global stage. It's honestly mind-blowing. To put how rare this is into perspective, just think about these names. Landon Donovan, Clint Dempsey, Eric Winalda, Brian McBride. These guys are the Mount Rushmore of the national team, and not one of them ever managed to score a brace in a World Cup match. Balogun pulled it off in his very first game of the tournament. So yeah, the debate is officially over. Herculez Gomez hit the nail on the head when he said Balogun has absolutely cemented his role as the premier number 9 for this country. His finishing, like that gorgeous second goal tucked right into the top corner, it elevates the whole team. Strikers survive on confidence, and right now, Balogun is practically overflowing with it. And finally, Section 5, the road ahead, the job's not done mentality. Look, despite the sheer euphoria of this massive win, we really have to ground ourselves. Puntins couldn't help but compare this dominant first half to the legendary game the US played against a golden generation Portugal team back in 2002. It's a huge compliment for sure, but it also comes with a massive historical warning regarding how the rest of that tournament actually played out. Because if you remember 2002, after that incredible opening win, the US barely scraped by. They tied South Korea, got totally hammered by Poland, and only advanced out of the group stage because of sheer luck, with other match results going their way. So experts are vehemently stressing right now. Yes, believe the hype, but an incredible opening performance does not guarantee a smooth path. The job is absolutely not done.
Plus, there is one little minor flaw from this masterclass we do have to point out. That late Paraguay goal. It means the U.S. has now failed to keep a clean sheet for the 9th straight match. The offense was spectacular, no doubt about it, but giving up that late goal keeps the pressure squarely on the defense. You can bet everything Pochettino will be hyper-focused on that heading into their next matchup.
So with the country completely rallying behind them, an electric atmosphere, and confidence through the roof, we're left with one massive question. Just how high is the ceiling for the squad? If they can replicate this level of tactical discipline and just sheer attacking flair against Australia and beyond, are we looking at a team capable of a deep, historic World Cup run? I'll let you ponder that one. Thanks for tuning into this explainer, and we'll catch you next time.